अमेरिकी आक्रमणबाट इरानका परमाणु केन्द्रहरू पूर्ण रूपमा नष्ट नभएको भन्ने खबरहरू बाहिरिएपछि राष्ट्रपति डोनाल्ड ट्रम्पले आक्रोश व्यक्त गरेका छन्। अमेरिकी रक्षा मन्त्रालयको सैन्य मुख्यालय पेन्टागनले आक्रमणपछि प्रारम्भिक क्षति मूल्याङ्कन र अध्ययन गरेको थियो। उसको गुप्तचर कार्य विभागको उक्त प्रारम्भिक अनुसन्धान अनुसार ट्रम्पले दावी गरे अनुसार इरानका आणविक परियोजनाहरूमा क्षति भएको छैन। गोप्य प्रतिवेदन अमेरिकी सञ्चार माध्यमहरू CNN र न्युयोर्क टाइम्सले प्रकाशित गरेका थिए। ट्रम्पले त्यसलाई फेक न्यूज भन्दै टिप्पणी गरेका छन्।
I think it's been completely demolished. I think the reason we're here is because those pilots, those B-2 pilots did an unbelievable job. And you know, the fake news like CNN in particular, they're trying to say, well, I agree that it was destroyed, but maybe not that destroyed. You know what they're doing? They're really hurting great pilots and put their lives in the line. CNN is scum, and so is MSDNC. They're all, and frankly, the networks aren't much better. It's all fake news, but they should not have done that. Those pilots hit their targets. Those targets were obliterated, and the pilots should be given credit. They're not after the pilots; they're after me. They want to try and demean. Iran will never rebuild its nuclear. From there? Absolutely not. That place is under rock. That place is demolished. The B-2 pilots did their job. They did it better than anybody could even imagine. They hit late in the evening. It was dark with no moon, and they hit that target with every one of those things, and that place is gone. But when I see CNN all night long, they're trying to say, well, maybe it wasn't really as demolished as we thought. It was demolished. You take a look at the pinpricks, and you see that place is gone. And I will say, I think CNN ought to apologize to the pilots of the B-2s. I think that MSDNC ought to apologize. I think these guys really, these networks and these cable networks are real losers. You really are. You're real losers.
इजरायलले इरानसँग सुरु गरेको युद्धको अन्त्य गर्न भन्दै अमेरिकाले गत शनिबार इरानको फोर्दो पहाडमुनि रहेको युरेनियम प्रशोधन लगायत अरू परमाणु केन्द्रहरूमा आक्रमण गरेको थियो। जमिन मुनि हान्न सक्ने बम अमेरिकासँग मात्र रहेको बताइन्छ। उक्त आक्रमणलाई सफल र अभूतपूर्व भन्दै राष्ट्रपति ट्रम्पले अब इरानका परमाणु परियोजनाहरू ध्वस्त भएको बताएका थिए। त्यसपछि इरानले कतार र इराकमा रहेका अमेरिकी सैन्य बेस क्याम्पहरूमा आक्रमण गरेपछि इजरायल र इरान बीच युद्ध विराम सम्झौता भएको घोषणा गरेका थिए। यद्यपि युद्ध विराम सहमतिपछि पनि दुवैले आक्रमण गरिरहेको जनाएका छन्। ट्रम्पले इजरायल र इरानलाई मुखै छोडेर अश्लील गाली गरेका छन्।
Israel, as soon as we made the deal, they came out and they dropped a load of bombs, the likes of which I've never seen before. The biggest load that we've seen. I'm not happy with Israel. You know, when I say, okay, now you have 12 hours, you don't go out in the first hour and just drop everything you have on them. So I'm not happy with them. I'm not happy with Iran either. But I'm really unhappy if Israel's going out this morning because of one rocket that didn't land, that was shot, perhaps by mistake, that didn't land.
यो बीचमा पेन्टागनको उक्त रिपोर्टले अमेरिकी राजनीतिमा अर्को तरङ्ग ल्याइदिएको छ। पेन्टागनले अमेरिकाले आक्रमण गरे पनि त्यहाँका संरचना र उत्पादनहरू नष्ट गर्न नसकिने भनेको छ। उक्त गुप्त रिपोर्टको अनुसार फेर्दोको भूमिगत प्रशोधन केन्द्र इरानले पहिला नै खाली गरिसकेको थियो र नताज अनि इस्फाहान जस्ता प्रशोधन केन्द्रहरू बलियो गरी बन्द गरिएका थिए, जसका कारण कुनै सामग्री नष्ट भएको छैन। अमेरिकी बमहरू तिनका भित्तामा मात्रै बजिरहेका थिए। यो प्रतिवेदन चुवावट्सलाई राष्ट्रपति ट्रम्पका विशेष दूत स्टिभ विटकफले देशद्रोह भनेका छन्।
It's treasonous, so it ought to be investigated, and whoever did it, whoever's responsible for it, should be held accountable. It could hurt lives in the future. Leaking is a completely unacceptable thing. But let me give you, because I've read all the damage assessment reports from not just our government, but from other governments. And I'm not going to get into anything that's top secret, but let me tell you for sure what happened here. There are three distinct facilities in Iran that we were concerned with. Isfahan, which is a conversion facility. You cannot weaponize unless you have what's called the conversion process at the beginning of enrichment, and then a conversion process to metallicize the material at the end of enrichment. That conversion facility, which as far as we know is the only facility in Iran that can do this, was completely destroyed at Isfahan. It's above ground. It was hit with a 30,000-pound bunker buster, and it could not survive that hit. So they have no conversion opportunity, and that means they cannot weaponize, even if they've enriched to 90%. Then there are two other nuclear reactors in Natanz, one above ground and one below ground. The below ground one we know we eviscerated, and the above ground one, which had been hit by the Israelis and had been substantially damaged, we put another bomb on top of it just to make sure that it was eviscerated, and we know for a fact it was. Fordo is the last enrichment reactor that was operating there, and we put 12 bunker buster bombs on Fordo. There's no doubt that it breached the canopy. There's no doubt that it was well within reach of the depth that these bunker buster bombs go to, and there's no doubt that it was obliterated.
ट्रम्पले भने समाचार माध्यमहरूमा प्रकाशित उक्त रिपोर्ट बारेका समाचारहरूलाई फेक भनेका छन् र CNN अनि न्यूयोर्क टाइम्सले अमेरिकाको इतिहासमै सबैभन्दा सफल सैन्य अपरेसनलाई बदनाम गर्ने कोसिस गरेको बताएका छन्।